Yes, let's reading again. I'm uploading. I start to get tired. It's soon 4 p.m. So it's getting dark outside, so now it will be dark from like now to like 9 a.m. morning. So let's read this, find another one. LED-diode. Oh, my back. But the next one is very long. I like to read the light emitting diode, but that's 40 pages.
LED lamp. LED lamp, a 230 volt LED lamp with an E27 base, 10 watts, 806 lumens, 3000 kelvins, type light emitting diode, light bulb, first production 1968. A 230 volt LED filament lamp with an E27 base. Filaments are visible as the 8 yellow vertical lines. An LED lamp or LED light 1 is an electric light that produces light using light-emitting diodes, LEDs. LED lamps are significantly more energy efficient than equivalent incandescent lamps and are significantly more energy efficient than fluorescent lamps. 2, 3, 4. The most efficient commercially available LED lamps have efficiencies exceeding 200 lumens per watt, LM/W, and convert more than half the input power into light. 5, 6, 7. Commercial LED lamps have a lifespan several times longer than both incandescent and fluorescent lamps. LED lamps require an electronic LED circuit to operate from mains, power lines, and losses from this circuit means that the efficiency of the lamp is lower than the efficiency of the LED chips it uses. The driver circuit may require special features to be compatible with lamp dimmers intended for us on incandescent lamps. Generally, the current waveform contains some amount of distortion, depending on the luminary's technology. 8. The LED lamp market is projected to grow from $75.8 billion in 2020 and increasing to $160 billion in 2026. 9. LEDs come to full brightness immediately with no warm-up delay. Frequent switching on and off does not reduce life expectancy as with fluorescent lighting. 10. Light output decreases gradually over the lifetime of the LED. Some LED lamps are drop-in replacements for incandescent or fluorescent lamps. LED lamps may use multiple LED packages for improved light dispersal, heat dissipation, and overall cost. The text on retail LED lamp packaging may show the light output in lumens, the power consumption in watts, the color temperature in kelvins, or a color description such as warm white, cool white, or daylight, the operating temperature range, whether the lamp is dimmer compatible, whether the lamp is suitable for humid/damp/wet conditions, and sometimes the equivalent wattage of an incandescent lamp delivering the same output in lumens. History. Before the introduction of LED lamps, 3 types of lamps were used for the bulk of general, white, lighting. Incandescent lights produce light with a glowing filament heated by electric current. These are very inefficient, having a luminous efficacy of 1017 LM/W, and also have a short lifetime, typically 1000 hours. They are being phased out of general lighting applications. Incandescent lamps produce a continuous black body spectrum of light similar to sunlight, and so produce high color rendering index, CRI. Fluorescent lamp produce ultraviolet light by a glow discharge between 2 electrodes in a low-pressure tube of mercury vapor. which is converted to visible light by a fluorescent coating, phosphor, on the inside of the tube. These are more efficient than incandescent lights, having a luminous efficacy from 50 to 100 lm/W, depending on the structure, type of phosphor and type of ballast used, have a longer lifetime of 6,000–15,000 hours, and are widely used for residential and office lighting. However, their mercury content makes them a hazard to the environment, and they have to be disposed of as hazardous waste. An assortment of LED lamps commercially available in 2010 floodlight fixtures, left, reading light, center, household lamps, center right and bottom, and low power accent light, right, applications and 80W chips on board, cob, LED module from an industrial light luminaire, thermally bonded to the heat sink illustration of Haigh's law, showing improvement in light output per LED over time, with a logarithmic scale on the vertical axis metal halide lamps, which produce light by an arc between two electrodes. In an atmosphere of argon, mercury and other metals, and iodine or bromine. These were among the most efficient white electric lights before LEDs, having a luminous efficacy of 75–100 lm/W and a relatively long bulb lifetime of 6,000–15,000 hours, because they require a 5–7 minute warm-up period before they reach full output. Metal halides are used for residential lighting, but for commercial and industrial wide area lighting and, outdoors, for security lights street lights. Like fluorescents, they also contain hazardous mercury. Considered as energy converters, all these existing lamps are inefficient, emitting more of their input energy as waste heat than as visible light. Global electric lighting in 1997 consumed 2016 terawatt-hours of energy. Lighting consumes roughly 12% of electrical energy produced in industrialized countries. New technological developments in light-emitting semiconductors, combined with the huge markets for displays and area lighting, encouraged the development of more energy-efficient electric lights. The first low-powered LEDs were developed in the early 1960s, and only produced light in the low, red frequencies of the spectrum. In 1968, the first commercial LED lamps were introduced, Hewlett-Packard's LED Display 11, which was developed under Howard C. Borden and Gerald P. Piney, and Monsanto Company's LED indicator lamp. 11. However, early LED lamps were inefficient and could only display deep red colors, making them unsuitable for general lighting and restricting the usage to numeric displays and indicator lights. 11. The first high-brightness blue LED was demonstrated by Shuyi Nakamura of Nishia Corporation in 1994. 12. Izumuri Kaseki, Hiroshi Amano and Nakamura were later awarded the 2014 Nobel Prize in Physics for the invention of the blue LED. 13. The existence of blue LEDs and high-efficiency LEDs led to the development of the first white LED, which employed a phosphor coating to partially convert the emitted blue light to red and green frequencies, creating a light that appears white. 14. New LED lights entered the market near the start of the 21st century in the US, Korea, and Japan, Nishia, Panasonic, and Toshiba, and then starting in 2004 in Korea and China, Samsung, Kingson, Solstice, Hoyo, and others. 15. In the U.S., the Energy Independence and Security Act, EISA, of 2007 authorized the Department of Energy, DOE, to establish the Bright Tomorrow Lighting Prize competition, known as the L Prize. 16. Challenging industry to develop replacements for 60W incandescent lamps and other lamps. 17. Products meeting the competition requirements would use just 17% of the energy used by most incandescent lamps of that time. Philips Lighting ceased research on compact fluorescents in 2008 and began devoting the bulk of its research and development budget to solid-state lighting. 18. On the 24th of September, 2009, Philips Lighting North America became first to submit lamps in the category to replace the standard 60WA19 Edison screw fixture light bulb. 19. With a design based on their earlier ambient LED consumer product. Doe awarded Philips the prize after 18 months of extensive testing. Many other similarly efficient products followed. 20. Early LED lamps varied greatly in chromaticity from the incandescent lamps they were replacing. A standard was developed, ANSI C78.377-2008, that specified the recommended color ranges for solid-state lighting products using cool to warm white LEDs with various correlated color temperatures. 21. In June 2008, NIST announced first two standards for solid-state lighting in the United States. These standards detail performance specifications for LED light sources and prescribe test methods for solid-state lighting products. Also in 2008 in the United States and Canada, the Energy Star program began to label lamps that meet a set of standards for starting time, life expectancy, color, and consistency of performance. The intent of the program is to reduce consumer concerns due to variable quality of products, by providing transparency and standards for the labeling and usability of products available in the market. 22. Energy Star certified light bulbs is a resource for finding and comparing Energy Star qualified lamps. A similar program in the United Kingdom, run by the Energy Saving Trust, was launched to identify lighting products that meet energy conservation and performance guidelines. 23. Usher released the first LED filament lamp in 2008. 24. Philips released its first LED lamp in 2009. 25. Followed by the world's first 60W equivalent LED lamp in 2010. 26. 27. 28, 29, and a 75-watt equivalent version in 2011. 30. The Illuminating Engineering Society of North America, IESNA, in 2008 published a documentary standard LM79, which describes the methods for testing solid-state lighting products for their light output, lumens, efficacy, lumens per watt, and chromaticity. As of 2016, in the opinion of Noah Horowitz of the Natural Resources Defense Council, new standards proposed by the United States Department of Energy would likely mean most light bulbs used in the future would be LED. 31. By 2019, electricity usage in the United States had decreased for at least 5 straight years, due in part to U.S. electricity consumers replacing incandescent light bulbs with LEDs due to their energy efficiency and high performance. 32. Examples of early adoption. LEDs as Christmas illumination in Viborg, Denmark. In 2008, Century Equipment Corporation in Okonomo, Wisconsin, US was able to light its new factory interior and exterior almost solely with LEDs. Initial cost was 3 times that of a traditional mix of incandescent and fluorescent lamps, but the extra cost was recovered within 2 years via electricity savings, and the lamps should not need replacing for 20 years. 18. In 2009, the Manapakam, Chennai office of the Indian Light Company, iGate, spent $3,700,000 $80,000 to light 57,000 square feet, 5,300 square meters, of office space with LEDs. The firm expected the new lighting to pay for itself within 5 years. 33. In 2009, the exceptionally large Christmas tree standing in front of the Turku Cathedral in Finland was hung with 710 LED lamps, each using 2 watts. It has been calculated that these LED lamps paid for themselves in 3.5 years, even though the lights run for only 48 days per year. 34. In 2009 a new highway, A29, was inaugurated in Aveiro, Portugal. It included the first European public LED-based lighting highway. 35. By 2010 mass installations of LED lighting for commercial and public uses were becoming common. LED lamps were used for a number of demonstration projects for